Good evening everyone from Whitebeard's Kitchen, and a very sick Whitebeard. I've got this bug that's going about, but anyway, I keep referring to the Tandoori chicken tikka, or the chicken tikka tandoori, whatever you want to call it, and how to make it refer back to one of my recipes. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do this. Less of the waffling, don't feel up to it, just bear with me. I have a load of ingredients here and no particular order will these go in. I have 600 grams of chicken here, and it's chicken thigh that I'm using. I haven't cut it into bits. So I have ginger, and I just finely sliced, and I haven't made a paste. So it's roughly about half a tablespoon of ginger. I like my garlic, and because I have the cold, I'm putting a bit more in. Normally you can have a tablespoon of each and make it into a paste, but I have 2 tablespoons of garlic going into this. What I do is tomato ketchup, just I would say 1 tablespoon of tomato ketchup, and that's out of the load. Then what I have here is the actual tandoori masala powder. So, and I think in my recipe of my chicken tikka, or chicken tandoori tikka masala, whatever it was, I named it. So that's 1, 2, we'll call that 3 tablespoons of tandoori masala powder. In that recipe, this is more or less the same recipe. I made 1 or 2 small tweaks. And sometimes I tweak it from time to time. I'll leave this in the description also anyhow. This is just regular chili powder. I don't want to overpower it and make it too spicy. So what I'm going to put in is about 3/4 teaspoon of regular chili powder. So there's a teaspoon in. This is coriander powder going in, roughly about a tablespoon and a half. Of coriander powder, put in 2 of the wish, up to you. Kashmiri chili powder I'm putting in, and this is really for as much colour as anything else. So bear with me. So I'm going to put in a tablespoon of Kashmiri chili powder. Quite a lot of ingredients, but as I say, this is in that recipe, but I keep referring back to it. But this is going to be a chicken tikka, or chicken tandoori tikka belly buster, and you'll see what I mean by that later on. Roughly teaspoon and a quarter teaspoon and a quarter of turmeric powder, teaspoon of cumin powder. Try and remember all this. I have got my phone with me, which has my little recipe on it, which I haven't looked at, which is great. Totally optional, and I only put this in just to give it that wee bit of a knife, but don't overpower it, because we know it can be an overpowering spice. So just a very level ½ teaspoon garam masala. Add more again if you wish. This recipe, and any recipes I do, are for you to play about with. So excuse me, I'm going to give this a wee bit of right, this is black pepper. So I'm going to say probably about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper going in. Okay. So this is kasuri methi, or fenugreek leaves, which are all familiar with now with my Indian cooking and with Indian cooking in general. So roughly about a tablespoon. Just rub that in between the palm of my hands to break the leaves up a wee bit. So yeah. So there we are. I love the smell of that. Absolutely wonderful. And entirely up to everybody here, what do you call it, but again, to give it that wee bit of a noof, I'm going to add in good old, and try and make it this if it's like, you know, British Indian restaurants use this, and Irish Indian restaurants. Okay, so this is Coleman's mustard. So that's, get it all in and not get it all over my finger. So I'm going to say roughly about 3/4 teaspoon. I won't say 3/4 actually, because most of this end up in my finger. Of Coleman's English mustard, or English mustard, but we can get Coleman's preferably. And just after licking it, probably not a good idea. Now I can feel it going up my nose. Nice. Good old mint sauce. And I'm adding in, roughly about a tablespoon. You can reduce that if you wish. And then the juice of a lemon. Okay, so put that in. And don't worry if the pips go in. Do not be anal. You'll be able to pick these out. So and squeeze the bejesus out of the lemon. So, or if you haven't got lemon, you can put lime in. Entirely up to yourself. I've done it with lime before. So roughly about tablespoon of salt going in there as well. Nothing's off putting, foam going. And then the good old Greek yogurt. So I'm going to put in, these are very heaped as you can see, so it's probably about maybe another twice the amount. There we are, of Greek yogurt. So I'm going to say 4 to 6 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. At the end of the day, the marinade never goes to waste. I'm not doing a curry, it's a belly buster. You'll see what I mean later on. Nothing like this, as far as I'm concerned, in with the hands with this, and give this a really, 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 really good mix without throwing half your ingredients onto the table. I'm trying not to lick anything because it's raw chicken. Right, I'm going to mix this and then I'll come back. I have this mixed. One thing I did forget to add in, a little ingredient, and I'll give it a mix through now, is roughly about half a teaspoon of green cardamom powder, if you don't have it. And all I have, I just took green cardamoms that I have in the house and broke them open and bashed the seeds up. If you don't have this, it's no big deal. You know, it's not something that's going to be absolutely required to make this. I know it's not red. I don't normally, but the old food colouring, as it must. Now I will mix this around and see how it goes. I prefer not to do this by hand because it can be damn well difficult to get off, and I don't use that often, as people know. Sometimes they make this and I don't have the red colouring in. There's my better half down, who has been struck down by this thing literally within the past 24 hours, God help her. She's managed to survive everybody else up until now, and she's been running about after me like a slave, so hopefully it's my turn. Just another tiny taste. So I'm going to say that's maybe about, this is it. I mean, put the food colouring in, you know, you don't need to absolutely murder it, as if it's like a scene out of a Hammer horror film. I haven't got this chopped, as I say. I'm just going to put these pieces in that I have them. They're very small pieces in the whole. So, there we are. So let that sit for probably at least an hour or so, or it could be done overnight. Okay, so this is now ready for the oven. The chicken's been marinating, at least I'm going to say for probably about 2.5 hours. So I'm going to pop it into fan oven, 200 to 210 degrees centigrade, probably for about, I'm going to say 20-25 minutes. Could take a wee bit less, could take a wee bit longer. Everybody's oven's different. Anyway, I'll show you the finished product when it comes out. You've seen this before anyhow in previous recipes. What I'm going to do is make a cheese sauce. Now, if you're wondering what the hell all this is about, as I say, slightly different take. So I have just probably a couple of knobs of butter melting in the pan. I can add in a couple of tablespoons, I'm going to eyeball this, of just good old plain flour. So I'll whack the heat down, and all I want to do is do like a little bit kind of offeroo for this. Might add actually another tiny taste of flour. For me, this is always about adding as you need it, hopefully never too much. Make sure you've got the heat well down. Okay, so that looks fine. So just to add milk. So at the moment I have about 400 litres of milk. So I'll just add a tiny little bit in at a time to this. Okay, and I'm sure a lot of people probably know how to make a cheese sauce. I could have cheated and bought a packet, and because I'm not feeling great, I'm sorry I didn't. But anyway, right, keep adding, and there will be more milk that will go into this when it's time to add the cheese. So just keep whisking till I get as much of the lumps out as possible. And when you're getting there, another wee tiny taste of milk. There we are. I'm going to move the pot ever so slightly. I'm going to say probably about 350 grams of good old mix of red and white Irish cheddar cheese. Right, back on the heat again. Just thought I'd show you that, and hopefully you've seen it. Right, just add another tiny taste of milk. And then I can start adding bits of cheese at a time. Give this all a good stir. I'm going to turn this now down to a low. It's on a very large, well, it's on one of the larger rings on my gas hob here, so again, may not need more milk. Obviously this will thicken when it cools a little bit, and then I'll have it reheated. And I can smell that tandoori tikka chicken, or tandoori chicken tikka, whatever the hell to say. Sorry, I'm not getting this right this evening, but I'm not a well bunny. We're all collapsing in this house slowly but surely with this bug. Right. There we are. Last bit of milk in. Probably could add, if I wanted, a tiny bit more cheese, but I'm going to let this cool once the cheese is melted. See if it thickens a tiny bit, which it usually does. And if not, we can add more cheese in. No big deal. It's just the thoughts of bloody grating it. Just going to thicken the cheese sauce ever so slightly. I'll put a little taste of, rather than grate more bloody cheese, tiny taste of corn flour slurry. In with that. Just a drizzle. See how it goes. Because this is extra mature cheddar cheese mostly, or is, it certainly won't take away from the taste of it, because it is quite strong and it's good old Irish mature cheddar. So, put it all in. There we are. Let's see if it works magic, I hope. There we are. Slowly but surely begin to thicken. There we are. Got what I want to. So, anyway, out with the chicken shortly. And just the fries to do. That's the tandoori tikka chicken ready. So, next step, very shortly. Right, there we are. So just to show you the consistency of the cheese, the way it has worked out. So that is kind of what I want. Whereas a bit of it, it's almost like a thick custard. So, here we are, plating up time. Right, so I have just some fries here. Right, so next on top is the good old chicken. just on that. Just fire it in any way you wish. Right, so there we are. That's that job done. And next, but not least, cheese sauce over the top. And for those that like a bit of kick, which is my good self, surprise, surprise, you can take these off. Some green chilli, just to top it off. So there we are. So this is Whitebeard's chicken tandoori tikka, or tikka tandoori belly buster. And now watch what's going to happen next. What I have here is a good old tortilla wrap. So I'm going to take a big chunk off the chicken, place that in the middle, make sure I have plenty of chilli. Some of those fries are pinched from the bottom. I like my spice, more chilli going on. And to get all that chicken on that, I would, but I can't. As I said before, I'm crap at wrapping stuff. I really don't care. So, push that up and make it into whatever way you want. I'm now going to have a bite of this and I'm going to let you know what it's like. So, here we are. It's going to be very difficult, obviously, because I'm trying to hold the plate. Yeah, my God. I've got the crunch of the chicken because there's that bit of char on it. The cheese on it. Salty. There's a bit of a kick of the chicken. And then the crunch of the chips. I'm just obviously after biting into the chilli, so I can get more of a kick, which suits me. Right from now, I want to eat this properly. In Whitebeard's kitchen. Look after your family, friends, take care. Hope you don't get this fucking bug. Pardon my swearing. But anyway, rock on, see you soon.